store picks can be a little hit or miss. You never know whose palate is going to pick what barrel, and sometimes they can be a little off-putting. We have heard good things from Gomer's, so we're going to try out their...
They have not led us astray yet.
We're going to try their store pick on this here Angels and Envy bottle on this episode of Savor the Burn.
Savor it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Savor the Burn podcast. My name is Jonathan. Across the barrels from me is you-know-who, W2. How do you do?
I'm doing pretty fantastic.
Doing all right, Phil?
And Phil, once again.
Thank you one more again for coming by and hanging with us and trying some Angel's Envy.
It's hard work, but somebody's got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it.
Somebody has to do it.
Yes. So, as we said in the intro, this one here is a store pick from Gomer's.
Yes.
What is it? Fine wine and spirits at a KC.
Specifically, Gomer's State Line, which is right there off the highway 435 and State Line and 103rd Street.
Okay.
It used to be a Royal Liquor back in the day. It has become, years ago, it became a Gomer's, and they do some amazing store picks. We've done a couple from them already. One of them was the Knob Creek.
Oh, yeah.
Their Knob Creek, that was the one that was like 10 years, 6 months, barrel select. Fantastic, 120 proof. Woo. It is a hot one, but man, it was so good. They've done a Penelope, they've done a Larceny, they've done so many, an Elijah Craig, and they did this one the end of 2024, and this is a single barrel store pick offering. This is their Sherry Cask finished offering, which you don't find anywhere in their lineup except for a option that's available as a store pick single barrel.
And you talked about some higher proof whiskeys that you'll get with that kind of thing with the store pick program. And this one clocks in at 116.
116.
So it's not quite lacquer thinner, but it's definitely not jet fuel, but it's going to be a higher proof whiskey.
Pop that tape.
Single barrel. So I'm really looking forward to getting into it.
I don't have a whole lot to read, but I am just dying to get that cork popped and let it air a little bit and then get on
I like how the back of it's flat.
Yes, and that's indicative.
And the front of it is
very bulbous.
That is indicative of their single barrel offering. So the single barrel offering,
they're all flat.
Always comes
like me.
But always flat. Comes like
it's
that.
It's got a bulbous front.
It's rounded on the front.
And what I'm
flat back bulbous on the front.
So we got a single barrel store pick from MDL.
Okay.
I'm really curious to see how this compares to that.
I saw that one and I almost picked that up, but right around the same time that I noticed that they still had some left, Gomer started to promote that this had come in. If I remember correctly, the MDL store pick is not Sherry Cask.
No.
Okay.
It is not.
Okay.
This one's
Pause for bottle pop.
Oh. Yeah.
Nice.
And that's why I held off and got this one, because I wanted the Sherry Cask.
Oh, yeah. No, I totally would have done the same.
Some of that.
So this is the Angel's Envy single barrel private barrel Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey finished in Sherry Cask. Not just any Sherry Cask. This is finished in Oloroso Sherry Cask.
Sherry, which we have experience with here in the KC area.
And picked by Gomer's Fine Wine and Spirits on 103rd Street, right off of 435. This is from Angel's Envy. It is a Kentucky straight bourbon. It is aged 5 years. Like I said, finished in Oloroso Sherry Cask and comes in at 116 proof. Finished in Oloroso Sherry wine barrels. We source premium French oak barrels from the Bordeaux region of France, which were seasoned with Oloroso Sherry in Jerez, Spain for over a year. Introducing fruit notes along with the nutty tobacco flavor profile characteristic of Oloroso Sherry. These barrels offered a distinctive richness to our 5-year-old Kentucky Straight Bourbon whiskey, which finished in them for up to 16 months.
All I gotta say right now.
Look at that color.
I was gonna say it's like a deep mahogany bronze.
That is very noticeably darker than the other two offerings.
I ended up with a whiskey snug glass. If you're in KC, head up north, go to the whiskey snug, ask for Mike.
Oh.
That smell just immediately is like, hello.
Yeah,
wow.
I got stone fruit. I got
There's a proof pinch if you get too close in on it.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna try to get too close.
But man, there is a great sherry.
Slight.
It just pops.
It's apple.
Yeah.
It's caramel. It's vanilla. It's caramel apple.
Caramel apple, for sure.
There is a nuttiness to that. I never thought about
some sort of berry.
I never thought about Oloroso Sherry as being a nutty note, but there is a little bit of
like
nuttiness.
Almond?
Yeah.
Almond.
Almond. Oh, man.
God.
Well, I'm excited to get this bad boy on the palate.
Yeah.
Cheers, gentlemen.
This color alone,
Oh,
man.
it's beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah.
There's a lot there.
Everything that we talked about here, the stone fruit, the sherry, the apple and caramel.
There's
vanilla.
a pinch of chocolate on that.
Pinch of chocolate.
It comes through on the
Wow.
on the palate.
I'm not mad at that at all. That's pretty tasty.
This is a stark contrast to the store pick, the MDL store pick.
Really?
Super stark contrast. Yeah, the other one, the MDL store pick has more of the oak forward, woodsy flavors. This is like not screwing around. It's like
There's
Still
some
has some oak in there.
there's still some oak in there.
there's some oak in there, but the oak is the backup dancers. The chocolate and the caramel and the apple, they're center stage.
Yeah.
This is vanilla bean.
And then
It makes my mouth happy.
This
is
delicious.
great.
in the finish,
Wow.
it's long and warm.
Yeah, definitely long and warm.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take two of those myself.
Just because.
There it is.
For point of comparison.
One.
Man, oh man.
I'll give it 3 because there's plenty in there. There we go.
I think this is my favorite Angel's Envy.
I'm a one drop kind of guy. If it needs it, I'll go 2. I will note that the legs on this are
they're
nice and thick,
they're incredible.
and it doesn't do the weird spotty. It just stays.
Well, I also polish it with that nice fancy polishing cloth.
It makes a heck of a difference.
Thank you, sir.
You're most welcome. I love those things. I polish all my barware with them.
Sound kind of weird, but anybody else get some gunpowder on the palate after adding water?
I haven't tried yet.
No? But then again, I couldn't tell you what gunpowder tastes like.
Yeah, it's a smell like the smell of fireworks.
Yeah.
It's a little bit
No.
like a little,
I got nothing.
sulfur.
Sulfur. Weird. Never thought I'd find that. Long and warm. What else on the finish are you guys picking up on? I don't think the chocolate carries through onto the finish, but maybe if you guys do.
Yeah, it fades a little bit in my opinion.
It fades. The warmness.
The oak sticks.
The warmness.
The
warmness.
The warmth. It's the warmth.
The warmness carries on through, but a lot of those flavors just kind of fade on out.
Yeah, I get the. I totally agree with that statement. The burns definitely is in the back of the throat. It's sticking back there, but like but yeah, a lot of it fades pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a little weird on this one. We don't pick up on any of the main ingredients like the barley or rye or corn or whatever could be in here. We don't. We're not picking up on that.
I think there's a hint. I mean,
I'm not getting any grassy note.
I get no vegetal.
It's not on the forefront of it, but I think that there is a bite and a pepperiness to it that I think is rye. Yes.
Yep. I could agree with that.
I think with very high confidence, there's no wheat in this. Therefore, it would be corn, rye, and barley. Because again, if it was a 4-grain, they're going to put 4-grain on there. Any and every distillery out there that produces a 4-grain is going to put 4-grain on it to promote the hell out of that.
Right. Every distillery is proud of that.
Your standard bourbon mash bill is going to be corn, rye, barley. If you're a wheated bourbon, you're corn, wheat, barley.
Man, I like this.
This is
very tasty.
Delicious.
This is, and I've also noticed that if it's wheated or if it's like a big chunk of the grain bill is wheat, it tends to be like a fuller, I don't want to say fuller bodied. Maybe that's, I don't know. It's got some girth.
It's always, for me, it's if it is a wheated bourbon, even if it's a 4-grain, a lot of times having a little bit of wheat in there, to me, softens it.
Yeah, it softens,
and gives it a little bit more of a velvety texture.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to think of. Is yeah.
It's smooth.
It's smooth.
Right, Jonathan?
Right. Yeah, we don't get lit up by anybody else being like, oh, if you were a real bourbon enthusiast, you wouldn't say a word like smooth. What does smooth even mean? Well, to me, it means smooth.
Yeah.
It means not harsh.
It means if I wanted to, I could just chug this whole thing right now.
But he won't because he's not an alcoholic.
Yeah, that's not how you treat fine bourbons and whiskeys and scotches and
That's
ryes.
what you do with your Weller 12-year.
Man, I remember watching somebody. Oh.
You very well could accidentally end up chugging a bottle of Weller 12-year.
Think I haven't?
Oops. My bad. Did I do that?
That bottle is dangerously low. I am in need of finding another one because that one is about gone.
That's a sad day.
It's gonna be a sad day.
Which I thought it was interesting. It was like the other week or whatever. You know how Wellers will put their bottles out, or the Wellers will come out, and usually that same day they're gone.
Oh yeah.
And the liquor store near my house, they were sitting there for a week. Like
Special Reserve?
Just the Weller Special Reserve, yeah. And like even they even had the 1.75s sitting there. Usually those are the first to go.
I think it's on that end of the shelf
and and I think everybody's just learned to stock up on it so much that when it does come out now, it's just like, I still have a big bottle.
I haven't cracked it, and I'm like,
I haven't even cracked it. I got a 1.75 unopened at home as well. What I have noticed is those are really great for quote unquote 7-on-7s, but basically it's just it's Weller's, and then we use Sprite Zero or whatever.
Sure.
Put that thing in a big old glass with ice, 50-50 style. That's a good sipper. Like you can drink on that. It's refreshing.
You can cut the grass and do all your yard
You can get everything done. It's like
I can mow the dishes, wash the lawn, and fold the grass,
and be happy that you're doing it.
and build a fort.
Build a fort.
Our friend Nancy in the Kansas City Whiskey Guild group, she's an admin there. We encourage you to find whiskey groups in whatever area you reside. She says let's see here. She has this bottle of the Gomer's 103.
Oh, I know. I've seen her
Sherry
post
Cask
about it.
Finish, and boy, does it sing, she says. So.
Oh, I thought it was like, oh, no. Oh, wait, no, that's...
It's more like a scale warm-up thing. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. It's a whole thing.
The other day on the way home, Henry started singing, and he started just like belting out this like Cookie Monster growl. And Katie turns around and goes, "Henry, have you thought about being a metal singer?"
Oh yeah.
And he's like, "What is that?" And he's like, "Well, that's when you sing like you're growling." And he just took off. Like, yes, that's it. You're hired.
That's how you get the chicks.
He's hired. I'm fired. Oh no.
That's how you get the money, to get the khakis, to get the girls.
Khakis. Okay, this place looks like a Dockers commercial.
Oh, Dockers khakis.
So I posted the this bottle in the Kansas City Bourbon and Whiskey Club, yet another club that we're a part of here. And a guy named Tyler says, been wanting to try the sherry. Haven't been able to justify the price without trying it just yet.
Oh, I feel bad for you, son.
I said, the sad truth in all of this is we are here for less than a moment compared to the vastness of time as we know it. Money can be made. It will always be spent. Bottles will come and go. But experience is the true tender by which a life well lived can only be paid. And even when our experiences and living memory of who and how we were has passed into oblivion, at least we had the opportunity in this finite life amongst the infinity of time and space. Get the bottle.
Can I take a pause?
Taste and share.
That was very poetic.
Can I take a pause and point out the shirt that you're wearing?
Oh, yeah. Gourmand. This is the, if you can see it past the microphone.
Our good buddy Ben Harvey.
Yeah, Benjamin Axel Harvey. He died recently, and he lost his year-long battle, I think, with
lung cancer.
or year and a half long battle with stage 4 lung cancer. It's been a hell of a ride. His dear girlfriend Ashley is taking care of his cat boys, his fur babies, if you want to call them that. Mac and Charlie. Yes, he was a big It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia fan. Mm-hmm. He was the sixth Beatle for Burn the Gates. You know. He was
I didn't.
Dude.
I did not know. I did not personally interact with Ben a lot. But every time we crossed paths, he was a super cool dude. Yeah. And yeah, he was it's a cat man thing kind of got me there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
To Ben.
To Ben.
Yeah, to know Ben was to love Ben and be loved by Ben.
Yeah, he was always super cool to me. Every time we crossed paths, I have no bad stories.
To that, get the damn bottle.
Get the damn bottle.
Get the damn bottle.
And pass the damn bottle.
Yeah, share it
definitely,
with your friends,
definitely share that.
Ones,
that is
no, seriously.
Family.
That's a share.
Pass the damn bottle.
That's a yeah.
Yeah.
Pass the damn bottle.
Yeah. You know, sometimes when I read the posts, and I see people sharing their heartfelt condolences and their memories about Ben, I got to spend a lot of time with him, and I got to know his ego a little bit, which was, as most musicians are, they're a little inflated. They're a little past.
We're all a little type A.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
So this is very, we're riding the edge of a thick nickel with this guy. And, on one side, he would have been just half embarrassed and guys, come on. I'm just me. Let's not make a big deal out of it. And the other side, much like the rest of us, he would have just been like, this is great. Keep going. Is that all you got? Really? Really? Yeah. I thought you were my friend. I thought you loved me.
Yeah, that was great, but could you do that again, but better and not suck this time?
Yeah.
It's do we need to turn up the suck knob or turn down the suck knob? I think we should turn down the suck knob.
Yeah.
Let's try that one more time. Check your tuning.
God damn it, Ben.
It's one of my favorite things about going into the studio is that the person who is recording, or the people that you're recording with, aka your band, is the ones that always point out, hey, check your tuning. Check your tuning. You just do one take. All you did was punch in for 5 bars or 8 bars or something like that. You stop and they're like, hey, check your tuning.
You played one note. Yeah, check
your tuning.
Check your tuning.
Check your tuning. Sounds a little off.
Do that again. Have you always
Are
played
you
it that
pushing?
way?
Are you pushing down too hard on the strings? Have you ever tried just feather fingers?
I have not heard it called feather fingers.
Feather fingers, yeah.
That is funny.
It's so I'm an aggressive guitar player.
As you
Like
should be.
I play hardcore metal. Metal is my game, and sometimes I get into it, and so my muscles start to tense.
Yeah.
And I start pushing like little 1/4-inch bends out of tube.
Oh, no.
And so I was just recently playing with Bernsey from Ancient Creation. I don't know if you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just jamming around with him, and we were recording some scratch tracks. And he goes, dude, try feather fingers. You know, lighten up just a little bit, feather fingers. And it worked out really well. It was really cool.
You know what?
Philosophy.
All right,
You know what was kick-ass about Ben was Ben, aside from engineer, he was also a fellow bass player.
Absolutely.
And so when the day came for me to come into the studio, he was like, we're having
We're gonna have a good
He was
day.
chomping at the bit, dude. He
So
really
I
was.
brought all my shit and
Everything.
And before we even started tracking anything, he's like, let's have fun and let's play around. So we just basically just stripped everything down and just started playing with knobs and let's add this, let's add this, let's add this.
Yeah, let's
and
take
so
that out. Let's put this in instead.
when it was all said and done, he had me wired up so that we were tracking simultaneous a clean signal from the bass before I hit anything else, a clean signal out of my amp, a signal after all of my effects processors, and then he had a secondary clean track that he was also doing. He had some Gojira bass player plugins on there that he had then tweaked and stuff. And so all said and done, there was like 8 tracks of bass going, and we just sat there and just kind of just blended and mixed all this bass goodness together. And then he's like, now play.
Now,
Now play. Oh man, that's awesome.
It was awesome because with him being a bass player, he's like, we're gonna have fun today, and we just sat there and
we're
just
gonna mosh out with our
we
squash out
we,
louder. Yeah.
we nerded out over just like, let's add a little bit more of this. Oh, a little bit more. Because at this point, I have converted all of my amp and cabinets all over to the dark glass, which
Dark glass, yeah.
I mean, think about a traditional low, medium, high EQ system. A dark glass approach to things is a low, medium, high type of an EQ.
Yeah.
And so they do a lot in that mid-range, but they do a low mid-range and then a regular mid-range, and then your
highs.
extremes. And so there's a lot of nuances that dark glass brings to the table. Ben also used some of the dark glass pedals, but I have I've got a handful of the pedals. My amp is dark glass. My cabinet's dark glass. So everything is geared towards.
So what you're saying
that
is you sold
sound.
out to dark glass. No, we get it. We
My
get it.
soul
He sold his soul to
belongs
dark glass.
to soul dark
Yeah.
glass.
If you're a bass player, let us know what you think. If you think his bass playing rig is completely off, feel free to send him an email.
No, dark glass is fantastic. Like,
Send him an
you can't
email,
really go wrong with that stuff.
W2
Dark
at
glass is great.
savortheburn.com. If you think
Finish.
I need to learn a little bit more about bass and all that noise, send me an email, Jonathan at savortheburn.com. Or
you-
just send it to our general email, info at savortheburn.com.
Not to mention that dark glass 410 cabinet
Packs a punch.
literally weighs a fourth the weight of my MPEG 810.
Getting old, can't carry all that weight anymore.
You just don't need to.
I don't
'Cause,
need to.
You're either going in line in to the board, or you're getting a microphone sitting in front of your cab.
I can't tell you the last time I had a microphone sitting in front of the cab.
Right.
Every sound man is
Just line
like,
out.
he's like, here's your DI.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Because I have a post and a pre option, which I always go post because I want
Yeah. you want
everything
your-
that I'm doing
Yeah.
to go there. But yeah.
ODIs.
Are you a
Love it.
musician? We are.
I I sometimes play.
I sometimes play
I did notice. I got
the
a
stringed instruments.
for guitar
don't know what
players.
accent that is.
I don't know if you've ever heard of Spark amps, but the Spark 2 that they released,
Yeah.
it actually produces really good tone. It's a very small form factor, like the size of like a lunchbox, basically.
I like lunch boxes.
And I like lunch.
You can put food in there.
I like boxes.
Wow.
But it's a
That's
old,
That's an
my.
old nomenclature joke right there.
On that
Anyways.
note, Jonathan, what did you give this on the nose?
On the nose, I gave it a 4 1/4. How about you, sir?
I came on up to 4.5.
4 1/2? That's not bad at all. How about you, Mr. Phil?
Girl, same 4.5. 4.5 on the nose.
Rocking it. And the palate.
The palate, where are you at?
4.5.
4 1/2? That's where I'm at.
I came up to 4.75.
4.75.
Ooh,
Dang.
It was slapping.
it is slapping. God, I might be convinced to bump that a quarter point.
Oh, too late. Finish?
4.5.
4 1/2? How about you?
4.5.
4 1/2? I dropped mine back down to 4 1/4.
I'm still not mad at that though.
Yep. Yeah, it's above a 4. We each got wows on that.
We are
Bottle
consistently-
presentation. We didn't really. I mean, we talked about it a little bit. This bad boy here, it's got the old ticker tape across the top. Not ticker tape, but it's got the tape across the top, telling you that it is indeed single barrel. You've got the flat back, much like all the rest of them, but you have the bulbous front. Like a
Bulbous.
I
your
love
average
this.
trucker.
I love the shape of this bottle.
Yeah. Who doesn't love
and,
nice round edge stuff?
And
It's
the
more
and
flask
the
style.
top of
The
it
tapered.
You
It's
end
less
up
flared at the
you end
bottom.
up with a wider topper on there
It really does have a wider tip.
as a
Yeah.
result of it.
Yeah, and it's natural cork.
Yep.
The topper itself, we talked about this. It has images
The
etched
etching.
into the top and along the side.
Which I don't know what the middle of the etching looks
I don't either.
like.
What
There-
without
there's
tape
a
across the
square
top,
with
but it's a square of something.
with sun ray kind of etchings that go out and permeate down the sides.
There are words on there. We just don't know what they are. And on the side, you've
And I'm
got
not prepared to
your
take the
proof,
sticker off just yet.
Your barrel number.
I can already tell. It literally says single barrel.
Oh,
That's all it says.
he
There
can
it is.
read through.
I'm just telling you that if you look at the first and last letters, that says single barrel.
Okay.
On it.
Okay.
So, but anyways, still super cool.
I'm here for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm here to believe you.
All
Phil
that
I want to believe.
all that to say,
You are the cheapest prices.
I was not prepared to bump all the way to 4.5. All my other offerings have been 4 1/4. I was not prepared to go all the way to 4.5. But there's some cooler things with it, and I love the shape of this bottle. It's flat back. I love the contour.
It pops out on a bar for
there.
sure.
It does. And it's very distinguishable from a standard offering.
front.
Even the bottle shape is different.
I gave it 4 3/8.
What? Or hang on a damn minute.
4 3/75.
Yeah. I was gonna-
Yeah, you really split some hairs on that.
I
one.
split a hair.
That's rare. I think you've done that on one, maybe 2 other bottles. This might just be the second one that you've done that on. How about them?
Sometimes it's got to be done.
How about them apples?
Yep.
Phil, how about you? Where
Yep.
are you at?
I was 4 1/4.
4 1/4?
God, it's so tempting to go to 4.5, but yeah, I had to settle on 4 1/4.
It's just enough different that you go, what the what? Because, and actually, even prior to this one, seeing other store picks of Angel's Envy,
Yeah.
I've been like, what the fuck is that bottle?
Yeah. So
Because I'm like, that's not the. Are they changing to it? And then when I started doing research, I'm like, oh, that is their single barrel store pick
yeah.
specific bottle that distinguishes it from a standard offering. I love that all day long.
Yeah.
So I have to give it. I have to give it just a
little
just,
more.
just a little bit more. It's not quite 11, but it's really close.
It does stand out on the bar. Like if you were to put, so we group our whiskeys at home, but if you were to put all the Angel Envies together, you can tell that there's a store pick involved because it just pops out from all the regular shape bottles.
Which is why we had it sitting over here in front of the triple oak because they just go together with the rounded on. on the top.
Flat backs fit together nicely with flat fronts.
Mm-hmm.
So I gave it extra points on the bottle presentation. I bumped it way up to 4 3/4.
Nice.
That's me. I really did like it. Really did. And I think what I did is
This is a stellar pour.
This is fantastic.
There's not many. Last time I was in Gomer's, there was only a handful of bottles left. There's not a whole lot left on this. So,
Better hurry
guys,
up.
don't sleep on this. If
Yep.
you want this,
Yeah.
and
get
you're
it.
in the Kansas City area.
Get
go-
the damn
go
bottle.
Get the
Get
damn
the damn
bottle.
bottle. Yeah, life is short.
Damn bottle.
Yeah, you can
Life
always make
is
more money.
short.
Just get the damn bottle. Try it. Share it with your friends, your family.
Worth it.
Gomer's
bourbon
did a
100%.
damn good job. on
So how, you've heard us talk about this several times. If this is your first episode, thank you. Please hit subscribe and click that bell notification if you're on YouTube. If you're on that was very nice. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
If you're on a audio only, Spotify I guess Spotify has video also. But if you're on, any audio only podcast app of choice, thank you for following along. And, be sure to continue to follow along.
Yeah.
So if you haven't heard how we do our ratings, it's 0 to 5 in 4 categories: nose, palate, finish, bottle presentation.
And he did say 0.
0. Yeah, some of these could be a 0. It
Could be
just-
trash.
Can happen.
Like if you bring us whiskey in a plastic,
Ziploc bag.
Ziploc bag, I was thinking grocery sack.
I mean, that's a 0.25 on
That's a
effort.
point. I could see that.
Film again.
Cut the corner. Off you go.
If you're like, hold your hands really tightly together, we're gonna pour it from the barrel. Like, okay, well, this is
How
pretty
much
fucking
for
cool.
one rib?
Like now we have to add a bunch of water to it. Okay, that's not cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Slurp.
What's with the antifreeze? Oh no. So anyway, so that's how we do it. We add all those numbers up in those 4 categories divided by 2, and that's how we end up with our 0 to 10 rating per bottle. So with my scores, nose, palate, finish, bottle presentation, 4 1/4, 4 1/2, 4 1/4, 4.75. Final score, 8 7/8.
Nice.
Mr. W2, where do you fall?
Well, with my hair splitting
This is
ass,
gonna be fun.
mine was 9 and 1/16. 9.0625.
Jesus Christ. You can't split hairs more than 10,000ths. Well, I guess you can.
Yeah, how thin are they?
Yeah, I mean,
Like
that's a thin margin of love. I ended up with an 8.875, so you and I matched, or 8 7/8, I guess, which we are within consistencies. We are in agreement that this is a fine ass drink.
I'm right
Yes.
there.
Yeah. If you were
I'll drink to
gonna,
that.
That's what, yeah.
If you were gonna, empty cheers. You're gonna
God,
taste
it smells like that. I'm getting that like
It's so
apple
good, dude.
apple cider cake spice thing. Like
So,
So
do you
that's-
bring a bottle like this to a bottle share? Do you just keep it at home on your bar and for special occasions?
when the people who actually want to come see you show up, you share that.
And
If-
the other
if they like it,
motherfuckers
That's a thank
on
you
their
to
own.
yeah.
Yeah,
And if they don't like it,
You show up,
Meh.
we share.
yeah,
You don't?
yeah,
You're on your own, motherfucker.
yeah.
unless you don't like whiskey, I mean, I get it. But,
Yeah, whiskey's not for everybody.
But that is fan-freaking-tastic.
Yeah. So is it fair to say if you're an Angels Envy fan and you're a fan of checking out what store picks
So,
have to offer, you would definitely suggest this bottle?
back to what you said on the pre-roll before we got into it.
Yeah, they can be hit or miss.
Store picks can be hit or miss.
You don't know whose palate.
You have a barrel. You have barrels that have been one of them has been selected from a handful, or it could be a single person or a committee,
But yeah, a little panel.
a handful of people. So you are
At their mercy.
you are at the mercy of that panel. I genuinely, wholeheartedly believe, though, a store pick, it may not align 100% with your personal palate, but the opportunity to find a better bottle is going to be there, because the barrels that were offered to that panel should be up and above what will be part of a batched standard offering.
Yeah.
And so even if the barrel doesn't hit all the marks for you, I really feel like that bottle is still going to have something that the standard version of that does not have to offer.
Yeah. No, and that's easily
Soapbox end.
Yeah, night and day, and easily affirmative, because night and day difference between the MDL store pick and this store pick from Gomer's. Night and day difference. Not that I'm gonna shit on the MDL store pick, but if I were to pick between the two, this takes it.
But to that
Way
point
better.
though, would you say the MDLS store pick is a step above or offers other new things that the standard version doesn't have?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it's definitely
and that's my point.
It's an elevated version of what you would normally find just as a regular rotation type deal.
If it doesn't hit all the marks for your palate, it's still going to be a step over what the standard
normally
equivalent would be.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, you're paying $20, $30 more than that standard offering.
But you get a new experience.
But you get a new experience. You get to find something new. And I feel like you're always going to find something new.
In the store picks.
This one...
This one's a beast.
Yeah.
This one's this one's clicking all the check boxes.
And yeah, it's
There's so much there.
It's 116 proof, which is well
versus
above
92,
like your tavern strength 80 proof, whatever. You know,
or 100 proof, the bottle and bond.
You said 92. That's larceny. 92, 93.
That one should be 100.
It is 100.
Yeah.
Well, shit. I had
It
no
doesn't
idea.
drink like 100.
I had no idea.
I've never thought it drinks like 100.
I had no idea. I know the
We're learning stuff.
I know the Kentucky Straight Bourbon port finished is not. I think it is also 92.
Yeah.
I've not tried
Very.
Which
delicious.
surprised me because typically your ryes typically come in, your standard ryes typically come in just under what a typical bourbon would be.
Yeah, like a 47.
Like an 86 or
yeah, it's like a 47
or a 90.
48.
Because those soft, don't want to say smooth, those caramel flavors and the vanillas, and they really soften the whole experience of whiskey tasting versus a rye. Usually ryes are spicier, and people get the spice confused with the heat. The heat of the
rye makes up for it.
Yeah. And I'm a rye guy. I like rice. Give me all the spice.
But it's like you said, each bottle, a single barrel, a store pick, it's all about the experience.
100%.
And like I said before, experience will be the tender by which a life well lived will be weighed.
Yep.
And if you find a store pick that tastes really good, talk to the store owner and
find out why they picked
find out why they picked it, and then
Yep.
now you got a spot where you know that if they're going to do a store pick, probably going to be pretty good.
Yeah, or probably not going to be your jam.
And you might influence them to consider another one.
Or get better.
Or invite you to be part of the panel,
Hey.
which we've been invited.
Bubbles!
Bubbles, yeah, we got to get back with you, Bubbles. up
We're
there
waiting.
in Parkville. So, I really I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the hell out of it, even though I came in at 8 7/8. It's better than average. What would average be? 2.5?
2.5?
2.5.
Would be a 5.
Yeah, yeah, be a 5.
2.5,
That makes
5,
sense.
yeah.
0 to 10 rating.
I mean,
My
three
Raytown
would be
education.
like a safety button, like not
Yeah.
great, not horrible.
Yeah, 2.5 per category. Yeah, but anywho.
Yep.
Thank you for checking out this episode of the Savor the Burn podcast. Once again, my name is Jonathan. Over there is Mr. W2, and right in the middle of us here is
Fill 'em up.
Mr. Fill 'em up Mageddon.
Fill them up with whiskey.
Expensive petroleum. This is thank you one more again for being a part of the podcast.
I
Thank
am
you so
never
much.
having a bad time.
Yes, all the things.
I'm
So
always worried they're going to break.
yeah,
They're not going to break.
collect these like really hard sometimes. So,
We digress.
yes, say it with us now. No matter who you are, where you are, what you're drinking, and who you're drinking it with, never forget,
Keep on burning, bitches.
Yeah.
Woo!